What do they got to offer if they?
Right.
And that's how I looked at it. And that's how I talked about. Me and Bonnie, I'm not even in the, but I'm needed because I kill half you sons of bitches and never even leave, went to sleep. Bro, for what you worth, you're not even cannon fodder. There's some honor in being cannon fodder. But you're not even that. You don't know what you believe in. You don't know what you want to believe in. You want to kill this man because you were afraid of him. What has he done to you? Oh, shit. What could he do? He's one man. But yet you attribute to him all kinds of powers and great stuff. Because you frighten yourself to death because you finally met a man. You want to kill him. That brother there, he got to do something with him because he walk around here like this, just so that, yeah. Won't be nothing like you. I ain't killing nothing like that. Killing nobody doing something to me. What the hell what can I threaten? Yeah. So Malcolm, they come back talking about living all on his car and all kinds of cans. All over his sun visor. All over his instrument panels and stuff. Didn't know there wasn't going to be anything there. If they had something to look there in.
So they thought you had carried out. They just figured you wasn't a...
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So guess what? I was going to the mosque. And about, I guess, 8 or 9 of them. Ran down the street in front of me, flanking both sides. Just take it easy, brother. You don't agree with this, but you mean too much to us to let these people rip you off, knock you off out here like this, because they think that you're capable of a whole lot of stuff. And we just can't stand by and live when you see you go. Damn. It's not what I'm... No, I know this is what you want, but some brother will kill you because you think that you're going to hurt somebody else over there. Clamp 7X and Joseph and all them. No, I ain't nothing, but I ain't got nothing to do with them. But anyway, so now security forces in the Nation of Islam, and number 7, has another person to protect now. That's me. And I won't cooperate. Yeah, kill me, fuck it, you better give a shit. And so they had this meeting. Chester, Pennsylvania. Lawrence Landry. Dick Gregory. Some woman is running for president.
Lenora Fulani.
And some other people. I went there to see what to follow after Malcolm. I said, ain't nothing here. I follow around the corner. I mean, I don't have anything against the brother or sister. I just said, look here. They looked in my face and said, Luqman, you ain't qualified for what you trying to pants you trying to wear. I said, hell, I understand that. I hope they understand it too, because I don't have anything against them. And so, Chester McCullough, he was an honest fella, I thought. He said, you know what, the place has to be cleaned up before anybody can can run for the position that Malcolm or Muhammad or whoever's going to have. You got to be cleaned up out of all you people who don't have anything. Don't have anything to offer, but yet you think you're self-important.
So what was this meeting in Chester for?
To find out where they could have a meeting.
Okay.
And everybody feel comfortable in having his side presented.
Okay.
Out of the country. They were talking about Bahamas or Jamaica Haiti or somewhere.
So that was for the unity of black people.
Yeah, so they won't be out shooting one another.
Okay.
And it was Malcolm's idea. He said, look, he said, if you can't express yourself because you're intimidated by the powers that surround you, you should get from around them where you can at least let your mind go free long enough to choose something.
Okay, I see.
And you don't have to worry about security. And so what I'm proposing, this is Malcolm talking, is let's get on out of this country for a well-deserved vacation for a week or a couple of weeks or whatever it is, and we come together, with some stuff that we can all work and support. And if it's over 200 people, and they got a leader, that leader should be talked about and lifestyle presented and everything. But don't let somebody just pop up because they're a popular leader over here and over there is not. No, let's get somebody that we can support down the line. We can support them on, and see, that's what I'm for. I'm Malcolm X. I'm sitting down. And so, no, but everybody be trying to jump up and so yeah, we're putting them down. Shut up, sit down. So he and Whitney Young, they went on off to Africa. And they had some of their closed meetings, some of their women folk and some of their men. And come back, and he said, and they used those words that I love so well: sane, serious, and sacred.
Sane, serious, and sacred.
Yes.
Yeah.
And putting this thing together.
Right.
And Malcolm and Gregory got into an argument. He said, Gregory, I respect you. Respect your craft. But this is no place for funny people.
I don't mean to laugh, but I know what you're talking about.
But anyway,
Gregory
didn't like that. You know?
Right.
You ain't got no monopoly on Tracy. I know I don't, but I tell you what. You get, this is sane, sacred.
Right.
This is not playful.
Right.
You know, Lawrence Landry. Lawrence Landry was highly intelligent trigger man. And he's from Louisiana. And he's from a long line of boat builders, white and black.
Lawrence Landry.
Right. Landry boats. That's who started that. No, he didn't start it, but some of his
people.
Some of his, what do you call it? Some of his...
Apprentice?
No. Some of his owners.
Oh.
He was a non-white.
Okay.
But he was trained by white.
Right.
And the tradition kept going even after the white folks stepped off the scene. And Lawrence Landry and them became millionaires and stuff, millionaire boat builders. Okay, but they went on with that. Lawrence Landry was a trigger man. And not just one who would assign something to somebody because he figured he's too good to get his hands dirty. No. He did it because that's what they believed in.
That's what, okay.
And he's a fine fellow. I mean, you know, in the way of my way of looking at it.
Right.
And,
fine fellow of a craft.
Yes, he stand back, point somebody out, and then you go and pick up the paper. Oh, no. Lawrence Landry blew the guys, brains all over the wall. And nobody ain't come and get him either.
Right.
Including the FBI.
Right.
Because he had to put together.
Right.
And I liked him.
Okay. All right.
Because you got to be serious enough so that your enemies can give you the respect, and you get enough to know who love life or not.
Right.
Okay, that's what they had to put down when they shot Malcolm.
Right.
Had to dissolve this kind of stuff.
Right.
There's been a whole country full of mess.
Right.
If they hadn't put it down. Lawrence Landry had to lay it down. Looking at the Rahim had to lay it down. Say, Cesar Takahara had to lay it down.
Yeah, tell me about Cesar Takahara, because I ain't find no information on that fellow.
Well, he's one who's qualified to lead.
To lead, qualified, okay.
Yes. What I mean by qualified? The thing does not start with him.
Okay.
He pulls in an oriental element of leadership and ways and means.
Mm-hmm.
His voice even changes when his mind changes from one type of individual to another. And it's not a conscious thing.
So what role did Takahara play in the scheme?
He was one of the ones who helped the enemies of Malcolm and the black race bring him to the end.
So he was the chosen one to take Malcolm out, Seigo Takahara.
Yes. His name is Seizo Takahara. Some call it Takahira. Okay. He was the one who showed a lot of guys what it's like to be a man. The difference between just growing up, having a stature, and having a thought, but being the son of a bitch.
Carried out.
Yes.
Carried out the order.
Yes. Okay. And I respected him. We had a showdown. I'm still here.
Right. Right.
I don't have any disrespect for him because he was a man that the blacks have not been exposed to many times and nowhere I know of. And they needed some more of that. See, you ever heard a song? For everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way.
Yeah, I've heard that saying.
Yes, now, this is what it means. This is for those who believe that original wisdom does not just emerge from nowhere, but is usually carried by somebody. This is what that really means. And if you're a believer in that, then you'll make your search much easier if you find an individual who has it and narrow it down to the people. You know, those people are very strong-willed, usually are very strong-willed people. They are up and beyond the average American white or black. They think they are. In most cases they are. They're the ones that you judge yourself by. They're the yardstick that you use to determine whether you have arrived yet. Yeah, and he was one of them. Takahara. And so most of his students call him the sensei. That's a Japanese word that has a lot of meaning. But he's the one that teaches.
So he taught the fruit of Islam?
He taught him. You can't be narrow and carry that title. And he goes into a lot of courses, Oriental courses, and Western ones. And he was a crack shot, rifle or handgun. He was it. And he could perceive. He had some human abilities that you just don't see with most people. He could have you fire a gun as fast as those guns go. And it'll pass through his jacket and flip quick enough before it cut his skin. You can that perception.
Somebody on this side shooting, and they train you where you.
That perception, man, is something else. And he had ways that you could learn this. Said, this is where you separate yourself from being ordinary people. Look here. Fire when you fire well. Said, look here, man, the sensei. You will be punctured. He said, if I'm not as fast as that damn bullet, yes. But if I am, you got nothing to worry about.
So he was faster than a bullet. He was Superman.
See, you gotta.
So that make you
No, wait. Don't. What? It always happens. When I'm about to come forward with something that had never been said before, you perceive it and cut it off.
Oh,
and
see,
make it something less.
I'm human. You one of the guys, so that's what caused that.
But I tell you what you crave the most is what you ain't gonna goddamn it get. Because I'm not gonna say anymore. Because when you think you're gonna get, you can't contain yourself long enough to get it. You know, I got bring this out was easy. Okay. Anyway, but Seizo Takahara would let a guy shoot. His favorite was a 357 Magnum. And when that hammer fell, he would twist the same way the bullet was coming. It would penetrate his garment. Sometimes it would scrape his skin, but never go through it. He said, anytime, he said, I can do it every day. He said, I can do this every day. He said, but days when I feel exceedingly well, so I know when I can do it. And he, anyway, I had to take him out. Anyway, but man, you know, this is why I assumed the way I did. Because I know that sometimes you're capable of moving from one, I use the word dimension for lack of a better, sharper word. You move from one dimension to another. You can feel. See, the speed of light, they measure the quickness of light by how many foot-pounds per second. How many feet per second it can travel. And what the perception, you're going to measure that. That's the thing, you know. And they attribute 96,000 feet per second. The light will travel. Who you measure it with? Okay. You've seen attempts made in a lot of movies. And people will fire a frying pan and move before the bullet can get there and pierce the man's skin. Okay. They do it with those slow burning gunpowders. That's the best place to do it. But some people can do it with these fast burning powders. Now what? Say that's Takahara, that bottle there. You know, if this thing was sitting on a rotor, spinning like that, and you shoot at this side here, however fast that bullet, speed that bullet is going, this thing here is going to spin out of the way. It'll scratch it. But if it was hitting on this side, it would cut the spinning time in half, right? But anyway, okay. He could, I don't know whether he heard it or feel it, but you got to have, your spirit has to be into that movement of that body to know when to do it. You go too quick, you get bust wide open.
I know what you're saying.
If you don't go right time, it'll be in harmony. You just make a crease on your skin, tear through your garment. Okay. Now, he was that good, as they called it. And some people are like that, because they don't have any way to measure. They're going to doubt it anyway, because they don't want anybody like that. That's a trick. That's when you get up there and do it, damn trick. You got the slowest one of them is a 22. Okay, now you got to spin out the way a bit before it can tear your shirt off or break a hole through your skin. No, but anyway, he used to do things. That's something that people do that's not ordinary. That will doubt the ability of those who are ordinary. No, I can't do it with him. He's too fast. No, it ain't fast. It's perception and once it gets so, they work into it. That go out, I tell you what. You remember a lot of years ago, you were staying with a guy called Luqman and you felt very uneasy about a situation that you never did explain. You say, I need to go away from here. When the moon is in a certain position, I need to be where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
And Luqman said, go about it. Assalamu alaikum.
Right.
He went on back, said, they call you back. He said, look here, is there anything else you would look out for? Because you're not prolific with your explanations and stuff. And it could be something that you don't walk directly into because some kind of forewarning that you could get.
Right.
But you're thinking about yourself and so damn him.
No.
And so,
I wouldn't have came up with this if I wouldn't stay here. It'll breathe fresh air and inspiration. Said, we'll go back and talk to the old great master about what happened.
And so you went on out there and you stopped the moon and turned it around and made it approach from the other side. I'm joking now.
Right.
But when you're saying you live close within your perimeters.
Right.
And you know what to do because it's not what you call it a merged skill. It's something that is partially there already. And Takahara had it. And I knew he had it. I had an introduction to it, but I didn't, And so when he went to, as they call it, the streets of Laredo, he chose to be an enemy of one who had always tried to be a friend. And so since he was dealing with some bitch who didn't give a damn no how, which was me, figure I should have been dead a long time ago. But let's see what it would have been. Took his heel under the damn car and blew his damn brains out. I mean, he knew. He knew what was happening. He wasn't no sneak or nothing like that. He knew that it was in the game. You see, that's what makes it so good. It reaches a point where people know that this is all that there is. There ain't nothing else. Come on back to Philadelphia. And that was in Laredo, Texas. The broad that looked at me. For days, didn't say a word. Finally, it broke the silence. I said, why, Luqman? said, well, there's something you can just tell the next generation. And it could have been me stretched out there in that damn, what you call it, culvert, or when you put the big cement barrel under the street.
Oh, manhole, not manhole, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. That hole there where they run under the street of water.
Right.
Yeah. Manhole, not a manhole. I know what you're talking about.
Cover.
Drain hole, whatever that is. I know what you're talking about.
The cover.
Cover. Okay.
I think that's what it was. Look here.
Mm.
Could have been me. I didn't give a damn. I lived all I'd come here for.
Mm.
And accomplished everything that I wanted to be and do. But I tell you what, the greatest obstacle that mankind has is fear.
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 Yeah, man, you can conquer most of it. You make you invincible. And the fear of death. What started this thing? The man feeling that he got to live forever. That's stupid.
Well, Anunnaki promised. The Bible said 120 years. The Anunnaki said long life. So, but I understand what you're saying.
I don't give a damn what it is. You know,
Just come and do what you gotta do, and that's it. Move
I
on.
remember number 7 restaurant. Walking there by myself. In my famous briefcase, attache case.
I can see you now.
And it was a lot of guys, 15 or 20. So look at me. You know what you're looking at? Just that fragment. Now, you know, when it was, that guy could stand here and say this and not be afraid if he didn't have something. No, man, but damn, you think you're going to live forever. So this could be a day for me. You think I give a damn? About that, he said, shoot, I need to come here. You're not inviting me. Joe said, oh, don't move over there now. Y'all sit right there. He was on, man. But, I don't know what it's called. There's some guys who lived long before our time. Called them Hassan.
The assassins. The old man in the mountains. I know what you're talking about.
They usually have one thing that they hang on to. Yeah. Went into the mosque, closed the door behind them. Shall leave the world to the jackals and the snakes. And nothing complimentary about them guys. They will kill you, but they don't give a damn about dying themselves. The jackals and the snakes. Okay, and I don't know. It's what the diet that you feed yourself. Sometimes has a lot to do with what you become. And there was a time when I would not allow a cuss word to pass through my lips. Because I wanted to be a certain type of man. And you are a part of what you've known.
Right.
And so if I don't know it, I don't, you know. But now, about this killing Malcolm, do you know what that means? Just look at the world now. Just look at what it is now. If that had been staged, we got a reprieve.
You mean if Malcolm was still here?
You got a reprieve.
Things would be different.
Got a reprieve.
Yeah.
But this had to be somebody. This had to. Just like this old thing about the West and the fighter, the gunfighter.
Right.
They just had to kill the man that did not need to be killed. Just had to do it. That didn't make him believe they would take his place because they were able to kill him. To kill a man that was greater than they could ever hope to be.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So a lot of things happen negative because they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Cause and effect.
You know what? I remember Malcolm lying flat on his back with his right hand pointing up. And his joint here just about shut off. See that? This is him. Nobody what he said.
Oh, he was laying down. He was talking.
Yeah.
Before he just.
Yeah, before he passed out.
Okay.
And he shot. I think he shot him, and his hand was up like this. So this joint was gone. It flopped over. He said, blah, 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 blah. Sheikh Hassoon got up, walked over there, and he did his, not kupa, what do you call the thing, anyway. But, then I got my gun. But you know what? This was. This was unlike a lesson. Anybody can keep their. It's a if you can keep your head about your losing bad and blame it on you. Okay, I kept my head. I did my purpose.
Right.
I got my gun.
That's a famous picture, man.
Yeah, and all that shooting was going on there. I got it. They never got it. You know what happened to that gun?
Well.
You know, what do you call it? A grinding machine.
Yeah.
I blew it up into powder.
Mm.
And so, now I put that together and said this was a gun that shot Malcolm. I mean, that was my statement.
Oh, right, I understand what you're saying.
And
they probably would have did that too.
And they come out. These black detectives.
Yes, all right.
Come out. I said, Luqman, where's the gun? Said, what gun? The one that you took off of Malcolm. I said, I don't think you know what you're talking about, mister. It would be helpful for me, and you ain't gonna get none. You took a gun off of Malcolm. I said, who said I did? How did I do this? So he went on and made up some old concoction. But I threw my coat over him, and I had an inside pocket and an outside pocket. This was a pocket, this was a pocket, but they both had the same. I threw it over, ran my hand through here, got put it up, put it in there.
You couldn't see nothing, man.
Couldn't see it.
I didn't see nothing.
And that was see, I know why they want you to premeditate. Because if you premeditate, you can make a perfect crime.
Premeditate, I see.
Premeditated murder, it's better than crime of passion. Premeditated means you got a chance to think about it as much as the one who's trying to solve it. Then I got up and went on about my business. And, my brother, he was standing there with Sheikh Hassoon, and they were reciting whatever he recite. And but when they came to me for that job, I couldn't go along with it.
I feel it, my brother.
I could have shot myself in the head. Just as easy as I could have shot Malcolm.
Y'all had to come that close, huh?
Yeah, I just didn't have it in me to do that. Because, not because Malcolm was right, he was right, or I thought it was right. There's too much man, boy. For every son of a bitch to be shooting.
It's something you knew about him that didn't nobody else know.
He just wouldn't be killed by some bitch, man.
So, so whoever did it, I'm sure they suffer.
And it wasn't the ones who did the time. That's what made it confirmed to me that the one who do the crime, the one who does the crime, is not the one who does the time.
All the time.
All the time. Now, Thomas Johnson and Norman Butler were hated by the police department because they couldn't whoop their ass.
Okay.
Each one of them whooped as many as they come up there with, upstairs with. And they could not stand for that to be done by the general public. So you pay one way or the other. You pay for the shooting of Malcolm X.
Right, I understand what you're saying.
And then they know that they didn't do it. It wasn't even at the place. It wasn't even at the place, man. And guess what those guys told me? They said, look, you know I wasn't there, didn't you? You know, in the world, I could have got that close to Malcolm and you guys stand on your hind legs.
Right, I understand what you're saying.
He told me that.
Yeah.
You know, because now that other guy, he knows that he does some honor among people.
Right, right.
Now he's telling me now, letting you go along here and give me 20 years, and he knew that I wasn't there. I know that's what he was saying. He didn't say that out, but I.
Right. Probably went through his mind.
Yeah, that shit, man. He wasn't there. But they had it fixed the way they wanted it fixed. Norman Butler. Boy was faster in the hand than anybody I've seen yet besides Sensei. He might have been faster than Sensei, I don't know. And they say he's dead now.
Norman Butler? Yeah, he is.
A few weeks ago, something like that, a month ago.
Yeah, it's been quite a few months. I got a staff just like the one he had. The little dragon staff he used to have. Got one just like that.
Norman Butler. Yeah, he's from the Bronx. Yeah. And so how I felt is that there's something that should not have been done. Yeah, they say, well, who's qualified to kill this man? And would he's been alive right shooting. He's been alive right now. They had to wait for that to happen.
Right.
That man there, he qualified to kill him. Yeah, why? What qualified him to kill this man? He's much man.
So, in essence, it was just an act of war. You know how the government declare war and they go into war and kill who they want to kill.
Yeah.
Had it fixed up like this man did and that man did it.
It's like Saddam Hussein. Who was it that was qualified to kill Saddam Hussein?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, man.
Because he was, nobody qualified to kill that man. In his homeland, in front of his people. No, man.